All right, welcome to episode 24 of Life is Horror. This will be the Saw X episode, and I'll talk about a couple of 2023 Shudder films like The Unheard and Night of the Hunted from director Frank Cal. Who? I don't know how to say his name. But he directed the Maniac remake, one of my favorite remakes, and he directed P2, one of my favorite Christmas movies. And the audio, I keep tinkering with the settings. I'm trying to make it sound as clear as I can and as loud as I can without being too loud. But this is as good as I can get for now. So if you don't like the audio, go somewhere else. I don't blame you for clicking away, but just leave quietly. All right, you don't need to tell me in the comments section that you hate the audio because I hate it more than you do. I hate my voice more than you do. So all right, so let's talk about Saw X and the Saw franchise also. I'm going to not rank them. I already ranked the Saw franchise back in the day. I forget when now, but I don't think I ranked it since Spiral came out. But I ranked it after Jigsaw, and if I had to update the ranking, I would tell you that Spiral would definitely be at the bottom. And I'll tell you where I put Saw X later. So yeah, Spiral is the only one that I really strongly dislike in that franchise. I think it's a really good quality franchise. It doesn't get enough love, but yeah, Spiral's the only stinker to me. And so yeah, Saw X, The Unheard, and Night of the Hunted. Both of those movies are on Shudder. If you don't have Shudder, get it. If you're a horror fan, you gotta have Shudder. So, and also I'll give you guys a Saw trivia for the Saw fans listening. I'll give you guys a 20-question trivia quiz later on. So let's jump into these reviews. Actually, I guess talk a little bit about horror news. Alex Wolff from Hereditary, the actor who plays Peter in Hereditary, is now directing. He's got a movie that he's making called If She Burns. He's also going to be in A Quiet Place Day 1, which is supposed to come out sometime next year towards the summertime. And yeah, it's going to be a dark psychological thriller. And I think he's going to star in it also. He's writing it and he's directing it. So triple threat. And it's going to star Victoria Pedretti from You and the Haunting of Hill House and Aza Butterfield from All Fun and Games, Flux Gourmet, and Choose or Die, and Justice Smith from Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the Quarry video game. So few recognizable names. And the film's going to follow a fiery young woman who travels to Europe with her dysfunctional family after a traumatic incident. She finds refuge in danger in a turbulent affair with her enigmatic neighbor, played by Alex Wolff, which, along with increasing family tensions and mysterious wildfires, threaten to push her to breaking point. So it's described as a dark and sexy, very sexy psychological thriller. And John Carpenter is going to be working on an A24 film for next year. It's going to be a dark comedy starring Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd, and he's going to be composing the film. You got that to look forward to as well. Jenna Ortega is just everywhere. All right, so now let's jump into these reviews for The Unheard. My least favorite of the three movies today, definitely. I thought this was just long and boring. I think it's 2 hours long. Quick plot synopsis. Chloe Graydon undergoes an experimental procedure to restore her hearing. Soon, she begins to suffer from auditory hallucinations related to the disappearance of her mother. And yeah, this has an average of 2.8 on Letterboxd. So I guess, yeah, a lot of people aren't liking it. Me neither. It feels kind of like two movies in one, like two different ideas together, but neither one of them really good. The lead character I thought was boring, was not into her. Her dad is oddly not around to help her. You know, she's handicapped. Why isn't he around? I thought that was odd. And she's in an isolated house all alone. And the first act is complete silence. There's like not spoken dialogue for a lot of the film because you're in her shoes. Like you hear nothing like her. So when she's deaf, you're deaf, and then when she gets the procedure, you start to hear the world as she hears it, which I kind of like. But yeah, it's just like 30 minutes of silence. It felt like forever. I felt no connection to Chloe and couldn't give a shit less if she died or lived. The mystery killer aspect was such a small part until the climax, and it was clear to me who it was from the beginning. There's two great throat slit effects, and that's about it. Everything about the movie is so average and dull. The high pitch frequency sounds got annoying. The killer was practically motiveless, and there's only one kill we see of theirs. You could cut 20 minutes easily from this, like the movie date. I like the whole date with the ear doctor, which seemed weird. Say Happy 4th of July is something that's said a lot in this movie, repeated on the tapes and at the end of the movie, but I don't even really know what the fuck that means. Why is it saying that over and over and over again? Happy 4th of July. Yeah, boring, boring, boring movie. Do not recommend this one. So, Night of the Hunted by Frank, whatever his name is. So this is one of those one location movies at a gas station, which I usually like movies like this, and it's pretty similar to Downrange. Has a very similar sniper setting, premise, you know, but Downrange I much prefer because it's pretty gruesome, very gory and funny, and that ending had me laughing my ass off. All right, so one location survived the night movie with only one protagonist for the majority of the runtime, and an antagonist whose motive is unclear by the end because he keeps shouting different things that he could be trying to kill her for. So he never really like tells you exactly what it is. He's like, I could be killing you because of this, or maybe I'm just pissed about this. But he never says which one's true. Maybe they're all true. You never see his face or know his name, and he never really says the exact reason why he's targeting her. He lists possible reasons, never comes out and says it. The protagonist is automatically unsympathetic and detestable to me because she's an adulteress. She cheats on her lover, and she gives a very pathetic excuse as to why she's cheating on him. Something like, I'm not good enough, or something. I don't know, like, I feel like I'm not good enough for you, so I'm just gonna go cheat on you, or something stupid. It's like, if you don't love someone, just fucking leave. You don't have to cheat on them. The movie could have been trimmed down some. The killer gets really talkative and preachy in the middle. Is he killing because of COVID, or did he lose his job? It's unclear to me. The practical effects are good, but it's not very gory like Downrange is, which has a similar premise but done better. The music is John Carpenter inspired at times, and one scene sounds like Halloween Kills a little bit to me. And by the end, I don't know what the filmmakers were really trying to say with this movie. I'm not sure what the message is. Yeah, maybe it's the message is, why would you want to have kids in this crazy world? We find out some things about the main character. She was pregnant once, or she can't have kids, but then she reveals that she doesn't want to have kids because this world's so fucked up. I agree. Shit. My bad. I just hit the mic. Not professional at all. Sorry about that. So yeah, if you like one location movies like I do, it's worth checking out. It's intense, it's well paced, and it gets going pretty quickly. And it's just like Downrange. If you like Downrange, I think you'll like this. But Downrange has the gore. This doesn't have the gore or the goofy dumbass cops like Downrange does. All right, I need to fix this. So, don't touch it. All right, I'm afraid this thing's gonna like fall if I touch it again. So, all right, Saw X. So this one stars Tobin Bell once again as Jigsaw, and he is in this movie more than any of the other Saw movies combined. He is the star of the show. This one's directed by Kevin Groidert, who directed Saw 6 and 7, and he was the editor on most of the films. And so, yeah, this is a return to form in between sequel. that cleverly brings back key characters, including Billy the Puppet, and makes them the focus and star of the film. It's paced differently than the other Saw movies, taking about like an hour to get to the main game. They do throw in a fantasy daydream sequence, which this franchise is not really known for. You had the one dream sequence in Saw 7, but now we get like a daydream sequence. And you get, the eye vacuum trap is one of the more memorable traps in the movie. I'm not a fan of being faked out, so that daydream sequence kind of bugged me. But I get why they did it. I love that the traps have a like medical surgery like theme, and the and how it's like inspired by the fake operation they performed on him. And the DP brought back the yellow look, the 35 millimeter camera, so they tried to make this movie look like the first like 4 films that had that greenish yellow look. This one has that yellow hue to it, which a lot of people are saying is like racist because it's in Mexico, and they're like, "Oh, you think Mexico looks yellow?" Like, you should go through the comment section, the reviews on Letterboxd, and read all the idiots saying stupid shit like that. No, it's yellow because that's how the other films looked before, idiots. It has nothing to do with Mexico. It's not because these characters are Mexicans that the movie looks yellow. So shut the fuck up. Charlie Clouser delivers again with the Hello Zep theme song at the end, and the music throughout was pretty good. The twist is not mind blowing or anything. I wasn't expecting it to. They throw Jigsaw into one of oh wait, okay. I shouldn't say this part. I always write down spoiler notes. So, what was I gonna say? They throw Jigsaw where? All right. So, there was a cool callback. The gore and visual effects are incredible, but these traps don't really stand out in the series. The relationship between Amanda and Kramer in this is great, and it has a couple of funny moments with Amanda. She says a couple of funny comments. The post-credit scene, there's a post-credit scene, and they show it in the freaking trailer, so I don't like that. I don't know why the marketing does that nowadays. They show like the last scene or the post-credit scene in the trailer, so then you're watching the movie and you're like, man, I thought I saw a moment in the trailer where they were in this room, and where I haven't seen it yet, so you're waiting for it, and then you're like, oh, that's the post-credit scene. So I don't know why they do that. It's so stupid. I like that they threw in a moment where John is almost giving up his hobbies, as he calls them. When he thinks that he's cured, he's like throwing out his notebook. He's like, I'm done. I'm not going to be Jigsaw no more. He, has a newfound like appreciation of life, and he's not that guy no more. But then he finds out that he's been fucked over, and he's like, shit. Gets the notebook back, and he goes right back to John Kramer mode, Jigsaw mode all over again. So, but I like that they threw that moment in here. We really get to like dive into his character a lot more than we ever had before. Um, they should have brought Logan or Gordon into the story somehow. I would have liked more connectivity to the other films. But we just get John and Amanda in this. But it would have been nice to like reference other movies in the series, other like apprentices that he's had. Finally, a character refuses to play the tape, which I thought was funny. And so yeah, that's all I'll say, I guess. I'm trying to read. He understands the human condition. Yeah, I already said I saw the twist coming, so don't expect it to be like a mind blowing twist at the end. I thought it was pretty obvious where they were going. There's no big wow moment or anything. We get some pretty deplorable characters, so this is just a cast of characters you want to see die, but that's kind of hard for this franchise. It's kind of known for that at this point, setting up characters that you just want to see fail at these traps and die. So yeah. Something was left unclear to me at the end, but I won't dive into that because that's a spoiler. The fate of a certain character. I'm not sure what happened. So yeah, that's all I'll say. The rest is spoilers, so I don't want to spoil the movie. So Saw X, I really enjoyed it. It is like right in the middle of my ranking. I would say it's like my number 5 out of the 10 movies. It's like hovering at that 4 and 5 spot with like Saw 2. I give it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. And so that's all I'll say about this. Move on to, I guess, the Saw quiz. That's all I got left to do. The Saw quiz. Let's take the Saw trivia. And just for you guys, I won't answer the questions. I'll let you guys answer them in the comments if you wish to participate. So, 20 questions, all about, these are all for the first like 7 movies, because I think when this book came out, Spiral had not come out. And of course, Saw X was not out either. So, these will be for the first like 7 or 8 movies. So, question 1. What does Adam in the first Saw movie wake up inside of at the beginning of the movie? That's a layup. That's easy. Question 2. What are the 2 respective professions of Lawrence and Adam in Saw? Question 3. Which 3 items does Lawrence find in his envelope? Question 4. What does the very first trap shown in Lawrence's flashback consist of? Question 5. In which popular television series did Michael Emerson, who plays Zepp, star in as Benjamin Linus? Question 6. As shown in flashback, what does Amanda have to do in order to save herself from the reverse bear trap? Question 7. Where is the message that Adam reads regarding the location of the X in the bathroom discovered? So far, these are all Saw 1 questions. Question 8. Which noise on the tape of Amanda's ordeal helps Detective Tapp locate Jigsaw's warehouse in Saw? Question 9. When Adam pretends to have been poisoned by the cigarette and plays dead, what happens to him? Question 10. The Saw movies were inspired by the grisly British murderer known in the press as the Jigsaw Killer. True or false? Question 11. What is the final line in the first Saw movie? That's another easy one. Question 12. As well as starring as Adam in Saw, which production role did Lee Winnell also undertake? Was it screenwriter, director, or producer? Question 13. What is the piece of incidental music composed by Charlie Clouser called that is featured in all of the Saw movies? Question 14. In the original short film of Saw, sometimes referred to as Saw 0.5, which trap does Lee Winnell, as the character David, find himself having to break free from? Question 15. What is the name of the spooky puppet that appears throughout the Saw movies? Question 16. Which of the Saw movies am I describing? There's a reverse bear trap, a roundabout, a tank of hydrofluoric acid, an aquarium, and an abandoned zoo. In the first, 17. In the first Saw movie, what time does Lawrence have to kill Adam by? You get multiple choice, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or 6 o'clock. Question 18. What is another name for Saw 3D? Question 19. Which subgenre of horror are the Saw films often categorized as being in? Which is a controversial discussion. A lot of people hate what it's called. And question 20, final question. Before its name was changed to Jigsaw, what was the 8th Saw movie known as? Alright, so that's it. I knew pretty much all those. Most of them, I would say, at least 18 or 19 of those. There was one I was a little uncertain about, but yeah, I think I would have done pretty good. So yeah, if you guys are still listening, let me know how you guys did on that quiz, and let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Saw X. Let me know what your rankings are. Where does Saw X land in your ranking? Well, have you guys seen The Unheard or Night of the Hunted? If so, comment your thoughts on those movies. Did you like The Unheard more than me? I thought it was quite a drag, boring. And did you guys like Night of the Hunted? I'm seeing some praise of that movie on Twitter. I liked it, but then the second half I wasn't as crazy about the second half. I liked the first half. I thought the main character was doing some smart things, but I didn't really like her character all that much though. So yeah, I gave that movie like a 3 out of 5. Unheard, 1.5 out of 5. Saw X, 4 out of 5. And my ratings are just based on enjoyment of the film overall, how much I like them. So there you go. That's the end of the Saw X episode. I don't know what the next episode will be about. And Apologize again about the audio. I'm not a audio tech nerd. I don't know how these things work. I'm trying my best to put some filters on here to make it sound good. I'm fucking with the settings constantly. I don't know how to make it sound great. I don't. All right. So if you can help me, let me know. Send me a video that will make this mic sound great. All right. That will give me some fucking help to make it sound great. Because I want it to sound good for you guys, and I want it to sound good for me too. Especially you guys. Because I don't want you guys bitching about it all the time in the comments. All right. So, yeah. Sorry about the audio. I can't do anything about it right now. But I'll keep trying. All right. So, see you next time. Adios.